Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. My name's Don. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I have some, of course, exciting news as ever to get through regarding crypto and the Bitcoin chart. However, one thing I saw that was quite questionable was, well, is this the final year for crypto? Now, as you would have seen from the title of today's video, that is the question on my mind. Now, I will get to that and a lot more throughout today's video, so please make sure you stay tuned and are subscribed to the channel for that, well, that notification to let you know that I've went live and Coffee and Crypto is now out on your screens to watch. Now, first things first, let's look over the prices. We haven't really seen that much price movement, really. So let me just accept and continue. There we go. Moving on, firstly to Bitcoin, then currently sitting at just above $55,000. We then have Ethereum at $2,283. BNB at $503. We then have Solana holding at $127. We then have XRP at 53 cents. Dogecoin at 0.09. Tron at 15 cents, and then Toncoin at $5.09. So, like I said, not a huge amount of movement the past 24 hours. Bitcoin's currently up just over 1% on the day, but nothing to worry about too much because, well, as we know, it is September. Things get quite rough, shall we say, normally in September. And yeah, this is really when you should be, obviously this is not financial advice, you should know that by now, but in my opinion, September is the kind of last month, or maybe the first month and last month, that I would be accumulating any more crypto ahead of what's to come, hopefully, as of Q4, which is next month, would you believe? Okay, so first things first, let me run through some news articles, some that may or may not already be of news to you. But Nigeria's SEC is to crack down on unregulated crypto exchanges. So, the reason I'm covering this is it's a very similar scene that we saw from America and even from the UK, but now we're seeing it over down in Nigeria. So Nigeria's SEC plans to start enforcement actions against businesses and individuals involved in unregulated crypto transactions. The Director General of Nigeria's SEC announced that Nigeria would be taking action against entities attempting to offer crypto services without proper regulation. Now, firstly, before I kind of dive into this anymore, remember if you're any way inclined about doing your research into crypto, you know that Africa does have a big crypto scene because it is probably more useful in Africa than it is in most countries, hence why this is actually news. So they emphasised that the measures align with the SEC's commitment to protect investors, including those involved in the crypto industry. So it's the same old story. Whether it's in America, whether it's in the UK, whether it's anywhere in Europe, or whether it's in Nigeria, the SEC, or their version of the SEC, is always trying to protect investors. Same old. Anyway, to quote them here then, it says, "We are currently going to commence enforcement actions on anyone who wants to operate in this market without the intention of being regulated. For those that do not want to play by the books, we will not allow them to operate within our space." So, currently there's only 2 crypto exchanges that are regulated in the Nigerian area. So, the 2 firms are, again, this won't make any difference to any of you watching this, unless we have anyone watching from Nigeria. Then the two companies that are regulated are the Busha Digital Limited and Quadax Technologies Limited. So, while a number of other SEC-approved businesses related to digital assets in Nigeria, like I said, Busha and Quadax are currently the only 2 exchanges officially supervised. I love that. Officially supervised by the authority, because everyone needs the SEC or the SEC's version of their government body snooping around their exchange. But anyway, look, this is, again, you remember this from when it was kind of going on in America and in the UK. This is not bad per se. It's annoying, obviously, but we do understand by now that we do need regulated exchanges, whether we like it or not. the government want that, so they will have that, and it does mean, I suppose, that you will get less scams, and it potentially is an easier way for people to get onboarded and actually join in on crypto, because people don't like the unregulated part. People love that. It's kind of the main point of it for some people, but the fact that there's some regulated exchanges is only, I guess, beneficial moving forward as we start to progress more and more into crypto. But anyway, that's the news coming out of Nigeria. Next then, we have the Bitcoin ETFs record a combined $1.2 billion in outflows. And I think I may have frozen, actually, now that I've just looked down at my phone. Have we frozen? It looks like we have. Are we back? I think we're back. Apologies about that. If you don't know, these are recorded live, so we do run into some technical issues throughout each stream, but they're recorded live and then posted on to our YouTube channel. So yeah, just in case you're wondering why I either went silent or it froze, it could have just been my phone. But anyway, so let me do that. So Bitcoin's ETFs record combined $1.2 billion in outflows in 8 days. So despite the outflows, crypto's ETF outshined the other 400 ETFs in 2024. So are ETFs a big deal? Well, not so much, but the 11 US-based spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds, i.e. ETFs, have had a combined net outflow of $1.2 billion in 8 days. Now, on September 9th, Bloomberg data showed investors withdrew around $1.2 billion from the 11 listed spot Bitcoin ETFs between August 30th and September 6th. So, yeah, pretty interesting to say the least. The longest run of outflows since launching in January 10th. So the outflows come as the Bitcoin price struggled in the first week of September, going from the high of 64,668 to around 53,491. That's a drop of about 17% in just 2 weeks, which in the grand scheme of things is not a huge deal, as crazy as that sounds. But anyway, the analysts say that Bitcoin has historically shown poor performance in September. So I think everyone knows that, or everyone is aware of that. September is just not a good month for crypto in general. Now, the words Rectember and Uptober are commonly used in crypto as digital asset prices obviously, well, not obviously, but they are often wrecked in September and then get some relief in October. So we're looking forward to that, hopefully. Now, at the beginning of September, Bitcoin hit a 2-week low, shedding more than 2% at the beginning of the month. However, analysts still believe there is potential upside for the digital asset. I wonder who those analysts are. But yeah, September is not usually an up month, but we will move forward and look forward to the next month. Now, again, skipping through a few of these here, I just want to show you this screen. I can make it a bit larger, hopefully. But some year-to-date inflows from those ETFs that have already launched. There's a hell of a lot of money going through these funds, whether we like it or not, or whether you use an ETF, which probably none of you will or care about. There's a lot of money flowing into it, which is still positive overall. But ETFs are not going to change the world that much, or Bitcoin that much. Anyway, that's all about the ETFs. Again, not that much of a big deal for anyone that's watching this because we don't use ETFs. But anyway, moving on, Bitcoin could very well catch fire as next generations of investors mature. So this is something I can get behind and agree with, and most of you as well. Potentially if you've got kids, little cousins, nephews, nieces, whatever it may be, who are obviously now starting to maybe question what crypto is, maybe they've seen it on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, then this is kind of what we want to see. The next generation of investor will inevitably understand crypto a lot more than maybe you would or you did at the start, because it's going to become more of a kind of normalized thing in kids' lives as they grow older. Now, financial advisor Suze Orman, the best-selling author of the host of Women and Money podcast, never heard of it, recently discussed why everyone should own Bitcoin and how the next generation of investors could define the future of crypto. So, Orman's comments came during a recent interview with the former employer CNBC. She had a show, blah blah blah, we don't really care about her too much. But anyway, during her interview she said, as younger people make more money and mature, Bitcoin will be one of their investments of choice, and that will cause it to go up. I mean, I guess so, sort of, not really. Look, the more the merrier. The more people involved in Bitcoin, I'm happy with, and most of you will be happy with. If anyone has got kids of age that kind of understands what crypto is, I'm sure you've already got them watching videos and got them learning about crypto as early as possible. Anyway, so semi-bullish, she went on to say then. So while her bullishness extends to having Bitcoin in her own portfolio, she did show some trepidation, stating that she's only invested via Bitcoin ETFs. Right, okay, that explains a lot about whoever this woman is. I don't think it will ever be a currency or a store of value, but because the younger generation has fascination with it, and you see the energy, a whole lot of people having interest in it, she added, eventually it could very well catch fire. Again, it's not the best article, right? I'm struggling here. September's a tough month for crypto news. I'm doing my best. But anyway, I do agree, and I kind of, hopefully you will as well, that the younger generation will and probably have already jumped on majority of learning about crypto as much as possible. I certainly know most people that I speak to, if they've got kids, they are pushing their sons or daughters or whatever on to crypto because they're into crypto as well. So anyway, that's the news for today. I'm going to move on to some Twitter pages or Twitter kind of posts that I had found. The first one actually coming from Swissborg. This is something that I haven't covered in quite a while on the Coffee and Crypto, but if you didn't know, Swissborg burn a lot of their own token. So they've just posted this, I think it was a couple of days ago now, September 6th. Yeah, a few days ago, they posted that they've burnt another 275,000 Borg, and they've listed the Etherscan wallet, so you can actually go check it as well. So yes, that's great to see, and they continue to, again, burn their tokens, and will always post about it, which is the 12th session, did I say that weird? 12th session that they have done this. So yeah, very exciting, very much needed as well when it comes to tokenomics for the Borg token. Moving on to, in fact, let me just jump into this one first before I go to that one. Again, I showed this last week, and I think I'm going to show it on most streams. Just interesting to see the prices of Bitcoin on the current day. So currently sitting at around 55,300 there or thereabouts, and this chart just shows you where it's sat on this exact day over the past kind of 13 years. Again, interesting to see where we have been, even back in the good old bull run days. It was at 46k, so we are sitting higher than what it was. People obviously they're not bored, well maybe they are bored, but they're hating on Bitcoin because it's such a rubbish price and it's not an all-time high. It's absolutely chilling at 55k just now. That's things that we could always or only dream of back a few years ago, but anyway, that puts it into perspective a little bit. And then yeah, this chart I wanted to talk about then. So this is kind of what the title of today's video is about then. So is this the last year for crypto? And essentially what I meant by that is, based on these green yearly candles, this dates back to 2011 almost. These are just the yearly candles, and something that I just had kind of wanted to point out was the fact that, as you can see here, we're seeing 3 green candles, then a red candle, 3 green candles, then a red candle, 3 green candles, and a red candle. So the past 2 years, we have seen green candles. Does that mean that we've still got another, 1 year? I suppose we're in September. We're almost at the end of the year, but this year going to finish on a green candle, and then 2025 also finishing on a green candle before we inevitably finish on a red candle into 2026. Now, that could actually fall in line with how some people view the 3-year cycles, or 3 years good, 1 year bad, or there or thereabouts, or I suppose a kind of 4-year cycle based off of the Bitcoin halving. Depends on what you believe. I'm not here to discuss, but yeah, in fact, drop below what you believe. Do you believe in the 4-year halving cycles? Do you believe that Bitcoin has 3 good years and then 1 bad year before then legging up to the next year? It kind of, based on history, based on what it's done in the past, it's hard to rule that out. And yeah, like I said, this is something I wanted to cover because, look, no one knows what's going to happen over the next 3 months or the next 4 months till we get to the end of the year. But based on what we've seen before, like I've said numerous times, September is usually a bit of a rough month, but October, November, December, all the way through into about March can actually show to be quite positive in the crypto space. And this chart kind of, I guess, backs that point up slightly, but more so on the yearly candles. So yeah, looking good in my eyes. Again, what do I know? But based on what you can see here, we're looking at 3 green, 1 red, 3 green, 1 red, 3 green, 1 red. We're currently working our way through the second green candle over the past couple of years. Hopefully we get another one in 2025, and then let's just see what happens in 2026. But anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. Let me know below, do you believe that it will still follow this? Will it be green this year? Will it be green in 2025? Or will we, for whatever reason, change the cycle of what's happened since 2011 and post a red yearly candle over the next year? But yeah, let me know. I'm interested to kind of know that. And then lastly, I did open it, and there we go. So this is just the last thing I wanted to kind of cover, something that we'd posted on the X page. Don't forget that big green candles exist. Big green candles come out of nowhere and erase months worth of losses in a matter of days. So this is something that I think is super important, because when it's times like now where it doesn't really seem all that great in crypto, things are a bit slow, there's not loads of news, nothing's really going what we feel like in our favour. It's important to know that months and months and months of just boring sideways action can just be wiped out in literally one green candle or a couple of days. So yeah, stay positive. It is very, very tough out there, and it has been tough over the past kind of 3-4 months. Over the summer period, it is quite tough, and as normal. But like we say, don't forget, big green candles do exist. Big red candles exist as well, right? But at this present moment, I'm talking about big green candles. They do exist, and yeah, let's hope that we start to see some of them very, very soon, because yeah, I feel like some people are starting to lose the faith slightly in what's actually going on. But anyway, nonetheless, that is all we have time for on today's stream. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please drop me a like, drop me a comment, let me know what your thoughts have been on today's video. And yeah, I will see you very, very soon for the next episode of Coffee and Crypto. Now, if there's anything else you want me to cover in the next kind of episode, please, again, drop me comments. As you can tell, I want a lot of comments. Please let me know what you want to see next on the channel. But anyway, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.